GT Countdown. Top 10 Bloodiest Games.
Where would we be without blood? Whether mowing down mindless drones or tearing open the best online players, it's the unwavering sign that whatever you're doing is working. Unless, of course, it's your own. This list favors blood as opposed to straight-up gore. Our choices reflect less internal organ removal and more fountains of the good old red stuff. Games and blood haven't always been buddies, so these relatively recent titles helped us virtually explore our insides in each refreshingly new way.
Number 10. We gotta get it up. Mad World.
Mad World may be done in a distinctive graphic novel-inspired black and white, but you'll be seeing a whole lot of red as Jack, a guy with a chainsaw conveniently attached to his arm, carves his way through the Deathwatch competition. The game's scoring system rewards you for compounding multiple acts of violence into one gloriously gory kill combo, meaning the more blood you can squeeze out of a guy, the more points you'll get. But it's the spectacular death and dismemberment of the game's bosses that really takes the blood-soaked cake.
Number 9. Quake.
It's bloody simple. Blood simply looks better in 3D. Quake kicked up the dimensions by 0.5, but the gore rose by an exponential degree. Jibs made the polygonal jump, showering the demonic halls in guts and gore. Monsters came pre-bloodied with chainsaw-wielding ogres and blood-speckled knights, while fiends and shamblers skulked around caked in it. Eviscerating these foes with propelled 9-inch nails as pixelated plumages of plasma ballooned at the entry wounds was a bloody good time.
Number 8. Ninja Gaiden 2.
Known more for its liberal use of decapitations and limb removal, Ninja Gaiden 2 also showered players in crimson satisfaction. The game was so sticky with hemoglobin that it was eventually neutered for its PlayStation 3 release. Most thanks go to the obliteration techniques, which allowed Ryu the opportunity to decimate his enemies by lopping off some limbs. The resulting fountains of blood were both gratuitous and giggle-inducing, but then they'd have to be for this game to land at the number 8 spot.
Number 7. Mortal Kombat.
Like peanut butter and jelly, Mortal Kombat and the gooey goods simply go hand in hand. You can't possibly picture one without the other. If you're anything like us, you remember the first time you laid eyes upon a volcanic eruption of blood, spewing from your victim's decapitated head, moments after the announcer's famous last words, "Finish him!" Fatalities eventually paved the way for equally gory brutalities. The amplified blood is far too fictional to be taken seriously, but that's exactly why we couldn't get enough, and dropped quarter after quarter into the arcade cabinet.
Number 6.
You hungry?
No More Heroes.
Typically, laser-based weapons are the ultimate in safe-for-TV violence, instantly cauterizing wounds and keeping brutal amputations clean and dry. Not so for Travis Touchdown's beam katana. Defeated grunts burst like pipes with blood spraying from wounded sites, and blood splattering liberally across the environments. Depending on the angle of your swing, you could split enemies right in half, or decapitate them to unleash a geyser of red. Was Travis's beam katana better than a lightsaber? We think so.
Number 5. Gears of War.
Cliff Bleszinski defended the constant scarlet splatter across most of your view in Gears of War as a messy form of hit detection. We agree in that the first time our chainsaw met Locust Face, we knew we were winning the fight. It was impossible to survive Gears 1 or 2 without getting your plate armor dyed deep red as swarms of Locust became even bigger swarms of body parts. The multiplayer is still perhaps the goriest on the consoles. The only thing better than delivering a bullet was burying a boot.
Number 4. Shadow of Rome.
Let's forget for a moment that half the game was comprised of tiptoeing around the unfortunate death of Julius Caesar, and instead focus on what really mattered, the ample use of blood. Behold, gladiatorial combat in all its weapon-wielding, arm-ripping, and head-smashing glory. No wonder this sport prompted such a strong following back in ancient Roman times. It satisfied even the most bloodthirsty of appetites. Shadow of Rome even went as far as implementing humorous compliments for choice bloodlust, including the juicy tomato and red volcano. There was so much blood involved, it was palpable.
Number 3. One Chambara.
What's worse than being sprayed with hot red blood? Bathing in rotting, stinking zombie blood. Onechambara's bikini zombie players were no strangers to the substance, as it coursed non-stop from the defeated undead, drenching the sisters' bare skin. Blood even flowed into the gameplay mechanics, as players had to frequently shake the sticky residue from their blades. And if enough blood soaked into their skin, it would drive the ladies into berserk mode, giving you new powers. Sign us up.
Number 2. Blood Rain 2.
My arm!
It's a well-known fact that vampires are big fans of blood. Where your average vampire is a connoisseur, Rain is a regular fanatic. When she gets a hold of someone, odds are they're going to lose a limb, maybe even their head, or maybe they'll lose all their limbs along with their head. It was all about excess in Blood Rain 2, and no matter what grisly fate befell the enemies of this sanguinary slaughterfest, it was always extremely messy. We prefer the haphazard vampire to the prim and proper neckbiter any day.
Number 1. Nano Breaker.
Never mind the fact that Konami's rarely mentioned Nano Breaker was produced by Koji Castlevania Igarashi, or that it features enemies called Orgamex. What truly deserves mention here was its unabashed love for the red stuff. It says a lot when a title incorporates the amount of blood spilled into the game's main scoring mechanism, but to even go as far as to letting you choose the tint and hue of it spewing forth, it's just downright obsessive. Sure, the game may have, well, sucked, and hope for a sequel seems slim to none, but in terms of laying it on thick, Nano Breaker's outlandish taste for bloodshed makes all other games on this countdown look like mere drops in a red sea.